Welcome back to Music Club with me, Emma Jackson, on Radio Lewis, where the music matters. Today's programme is going to be based on TV tunes, theme tunes. So have a guess of the year and have a guess of the programme, and I'll give you the information at the end of each track. And that was Thin Lizzy frontman Phil Lynott and Midge Ure being the temporary member singing vocalist for that track, which is called Yellow Pearl. And of course that was the theme tune for Top of the Pops from 1981. And that, of course, was the theme tune from Shaft with Private Detective Shaft as Richard Roundtree. First aired on TV in 1971 to 1974. That is Knight Rider from 1982. I used to love Kit, his car. I think I was learning to drive at the time, but I just had a Mini Metro. Never mind. One day. How did you get on? Did you guess that one? Jim Rockford, or James Garner. Star of Rockford Files, of course. First aired in 1974. I'm going to head back to the UK now for a real classic. I think we all know this one.
We've got some off-price crack toys, 2 miles and miles of carpet tiles, TVs, deep freezing David Bowie LPs, pool games, gold chains, what's the names, and Adipus, some Trevor Francis track seats from a mush and shepherd's bush, 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 bush. No income tax, no VAT, no money back, no guarantee. Black or white, or rich or poor, we'll cut prices at a straw.
Of course, that was Only Fools and Horses, with David Jason as Del Boy and Rodders and Maureen, from back in 1981. We're heading up north now. This soap was launched on the same day as Channel 4 and ran for 21 years. Can you guess what it is? Yep, that's right. It was Brookside from 1982. Reminds me of when I used to get home from work on a Saturday afternoon, quick episode of Brookside, quick tea and then back out. And it was the beginning of a long collaboration between a couple of actors that are in another programme later on in the show. But first, a bit of a scary one. Of course, that was Tales of the Unexpected from 1979. Used to scare the living daylights out of me. Remind me a little bit of Inside Number 9 that's currently on the BBC. But it was a real classic either way. From one classic to another. And that, of course, was The Magic Roundabout from 1963. That's a lot earlier than I remembered it being. And they used footage of French stop-motion animation. There was a lot of interesting animated early children's TV programs around about that time, some of which we'll be covering later on in the show. I hope you're enjoying Music Club TV theme tunes quiz. And the next one is really cool. That's right, it was The Avengers, of course, with John Steed and Emma Peel and Kathy Gale. Very cool, very stylish, very 1960s. Now for something a little bit different, we're going to head over to the States for a few police drama type programs. This first one had a very interesting beginning of scene. If you can remember the program, you'll know exactly what I mean. Yeah, that of course was Cagney and Lacey, and I wonder if you remember that opening scene. Didn't really explain it very well. But anyway, that was Sharon Gless and Tyne Daly, New York City detectives, who spent a lot of time in the bathroom sorting out their own issues, as I remember rightly, from back in 1982. From a similar time, this is an absolute classic. Hill Street Blues from 1981. Absolutely loved that programme, as I did with this next one.
Through early morning fog I see visions of the things to be, the pains that are withheld for me. I realize and I can see that suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. The game of life is hard to play. I'm gonna lose it anyway. The losing card I'll someday lay. So this is all I have to say. Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. The sword of time will pierce our skins. It doesn't hurt when it begins, but as it works its way on in, the pain grows stronger, watch it grin. Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please.
The theme from MASH, which stands for Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. It was an American comedy war drama set in South Korea and first aired in 1972.
And I replied, oh, why ask me? Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. And you can do the same thing if you please. Yeah, well on.
I would like to leave this city, This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And when I leave this island, I book myself to a soul asylum, 'cause I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Half the world away, half the world away, half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. And when I leave this planet, you know I'd stay, but I just can't stand it. And I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And if I could leave this spirit, find me a hole and I'll live in it. And I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. Here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Half the world away, half the world away, half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. No, I don't feel down.
And of course, that's the Royal Family with Noel Gallagher singing there from Oasis. And starring Ricky Tomlinson and Sue Johnson, who we starred earlier in Brookside, worked together in Brookside for 21 years, then went on to work with each other for many, many years.
I don't feel down. I don't feel
And now, from the sublime to the ridiculous.
If you want to, I'll change the situation. Right people, right time, just the wrong location. I've got a good idea. Just you keep me near. I'll be so good for you. Be so good for you. I'm gonna help ya. Love you like you want me to. I'll do anything for you. I'll be so good for you. I could be so good for you.
And of course, that's Dennis Waterman, who both starred in Minder and sang the theme tune, so double points for him there, kind of. And that was first aired in 1979. The music was by Tony Hatch. It was the inspiration for Victoria Wood's Acorn Antiques, starring Benny and Miss Diane. Of course, it's the theme tune for Crossroads, which ran from 1964 to 1988. Unbelievable. Part and parcel of everybody's daytime afternoon TV, coming home from school watching a bit of Crossroads. Sticking with the 60s for the next track. Man in a Suitcase. Thank you, Jenny Rants, for recommending that track, and everybody for all their comments on social media. Had an absolute avalanche of requests. That was from the Private Eye thriller from 1967. But a lot of us will recognise it from TFI Friday, from the Chris Evans show in 1996 onwards. The first of many little sci-fi classics that we're going to hear in the playlist today. I wonder if you could guess who that was. It was Captain Scarlet, first aired in 1967. A little bit of British sci-fi. Love the sound effects in the background. Very fashionable then in the 60s, I think. From one classic to another. course, that was Star Trek from 1966.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are happy and free. These days are share them with me. Like gray skies, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. You're so right, you can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long.
You'll probably recognise that as the Cunningham Family and the Fonz having fun, playing around in the local diner and generally keeping us entertained. That was aired in 1974. Seems later than that to me, but there you go.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are happy and free. These days are share them with me. By gray skies, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. You're so right, you can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. Sunday, Monday, happy.
Get your pastel padded jackets out, roll your sleeves up to your elbows, get your tan on, you know what it is. Love that drum machine. Very 80s. That was Rico and Sonny, of course, who starred in Miami Vice. First aired in 1984. I can remember it being very glamorous, all that speeding around on the sea, on the Atlantic Ocean in their police speedboats. We're going to leave the ocean and head for the desert now. And that was Bonanza, the American Western that ran from 1959 to 1973. Fantastic. Love that. We're moving further west now. Back in the water, I'm afraid. This is the longest running ever police drama in American history. Hope you're doing the actions there. Paddling left, paddling right. Hawaii 5-0, of course, that was first aired in 1968. And as I said, the longest ever running police drama. Quite amazing. Heading back to the UK. Everybody's favourite British sitcom, that was The Good Life, of course, that aired in 1978 with Tom and Barbara, Jerry and Margot. All brilliant and brilliant and brilliant. Moving on from brilliant to a little bit of slapstick, mime, parody and a lot of double entendre. Have you guessed who it is yet? Of course, that was the Benny Hill Show from 1971, starring Kenny Everett. Possibly one of the most recognisable theme tunes. Still to come, a bit more sci-fi from the very old British classic programme. an American musical Muppetry show. A lot of playing around with 1960s rock bands. And to finish off with an absolute classic from a double act famous for their matching spectacles. But if you haven't guessed it yet, this is The Chain, performed by Fleetwood Mac, used for all the Formula One television coverage, but more importantly for Radcliffe and McConey's longest listener-generated thematically linked sequence quiz. The next track is the earliest ever recording for this particular classic sci-fi. A very spooky version of the Doctor Who theme tune, released in 1963, first of many versions of that particular music. Aired earlier this year. Brilliant little series that, Gentleman Jack. And based on the life of Anne Lister, the landowner and industrialist from Yorkshire, who ruled the roost in every way in 1832. And the music was by O'Hooley and Tydor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's The Muppet Show!
It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
But now let's get things started
on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational. This is what we call a Muppet Show.
And no prizes for guessing the name of that TV programme. Of course, it was The Muppet Show with Kermie and Miss Piggy and many other brilliant figures and first aired in 1974. From a similarish time, fantastic fancy dress outfits on this particular programme. Can you guess what it is?
Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. One banana, two banana, three banana, four bananas make a bunch and so do many more. Over hill and highway the banana buggies go, coming on to bring you the Banana Split Show. Making up a mess of fun, making up a mess of fun, lots of fun for everyone. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. Four banana, three banana, two banana, one. All bananas playing in the bright warm sun. Flipping like a pancake, popping like a cork. Figo, bingo, drooper and stalk. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
That was the Banana Splits, who had the coolest outfits out there from 1968. Talking of cool outfits, these guys were pretty cool.
They're creepy and they're rookie, mysterious and spooky. They're all together rookie, the Addams Family. Their house is a museum. When people come to see them, they really are a stream. The Addams Family.
Neat. Sweet. Petite.
So get a witch's shawl on, a broomstick you can crawl on. We're gonna pay a call on the Addams Family.
Brilliant sound effects there by the brilliant Addams Family that was first shown in 1964 back in America. A horror black comedy sitcom that has an absolute cult following and led to all sorts of interesting films and other series later on. This next programme is even earlier than that. Can you imagine? First aired in 1957 as a black and white sort of cut-out animation. This is the fictional pirate Captain Pugwash. Then later on in colour in 1974. That was Batman, of course. Batman and Robin. The spandex-clad couple, and a bit of a camp classic. Just reminded me that I need to go and see The Joker still. Apparently it's really good. And of course, that was the Pink Panther theme that was performed and arranged by Henry Mancini. And that was the classic combination of Inspector Clouseau and the Pink Panther and their many, many trials and tribulations. Not now, Clouseau!
Here we come, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. The people say we monkey around. We're too busy singing to put anybody down. Go where we want to, do what we like to do. We don't have time to get restless. There's always something new. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. The people say we monkey around. We're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly. Come and watch, sing and play. We're the young generation, and we've got something to say.
Of course, that's the Monkees. Hey, hey, with the Monkees, the theme tune from the show The Monkees, which starred Davy, Pete, Mikey and Mick, who were the rock and roll band, getting into all sorts of scrapes in the sitcom based and aired in 1966. I hope you've enjoyed the Music Club TV theme tunes quiz today, and you've had a go at guessing the programme and the date it aired at the end of each track. We're going to finish on an absolute classic. Two guys, one of the most famous comedy duos in British television history, I guess, especially for their Christmas classics. Have you guessed who it is yet? Hope so. I'll see you next week, everybody. Have a great week.
Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness. So much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should
Yeah, of course, it's Eric and Ernie from the Morecambe and Wise show. They did bring a lot of joy, didn't they? Let's enjoy the rest of the track. See you next week, music lovers.
through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love, sweet love. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring